Gleam. Let's get the Gleam, all right? Let's go.
From the shores of Lake Erie
to Browns fans worldwide,
hope is alive and the future's bright.
I'm John. This is There's a Gleam.
I'm Steve. Let's get the Gleam together. And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of There's a Gleam. We are part of the Fanatical Elves Network, which is a part of the Fans First Network. I'm Steve. He's John. And wait for it here. John, how you feeling today?
Steve, I'm doing good, but I feel like my Christmas list of what I want the Browns to do is too big for Santa Claus this year.
I love your feelings each week. This might be the highlight of the show for me.
How are you doing today?
You know what? To be honest, if I'm being completely honest, I'm becoming numb now.
Yeah.
I'm just numb. I mean, you know, we said it time and time again. Every time every week we lose it, the week sucks. But it's just, yeah. This one wasn't a fun one at all, if I'm being honest.
It really wasn't. I mean, I kind of expected it, but as it was happening, it felt worse than what I thought it was going to be.
If that was possible.
Yeah, like I knew what was coming, but as it was happening, it sucked. And I was with at a Browns party.
Your son-in-law.
Yeah. So my son-in-law is a big Bears fan. He's from Chicago. So I got to put up with this kid. And then I'm at their friend's house and their friends, big Browns fans. The basement's totally decked out. Had the great food spread, you know, and then the game started and it just fell apart real quick. The good thing was I was happy for my son-in-law because, you know, he's a Bears fan and the Bears have sucked for so long too.
Yeah.
So I did feel good for him. And, you know, Bears fans don't really hammer on Browns fans, it feels like, just because they kind of know what we're dealing with, I guess. They've had a lot of quarterback issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. We'll get into that here, but yeah, I wanted to take a quick moment. We kind of joke all the time, you know, for those that don't know, I do fantasy leagues. Me and John and some of our friends, his cousin, we've been in a league for over 30 years.
Yeah, 30 years or so.
The OFFL, you know, we've been doing it forever. I do another league. And when I'm talking to these guys, I always refer to it as my other league. And John's usually like, I don't care about your other league, but I just wanted to take a quick moment. Pay respect to one of the owners in that league. His name is Patrick Kinsey. He passed away on Sunday. He was an investigator for the Richmond County Sheriff Office. He's that's in the Augusta, Georgia area. I met these guys online. Roz, one of our mutual friends, started this league years ago on CBS, and then he dropped it. This other guy took over. Anyway, I just found out yesterday, Pat passed away on Sunday. He served the sheriff's office for over 27 years, longtime member of the VFL, and he was a huge Tom Brady fan. Every year he drafted him, no matter what the cost was, he got Tom Brady, and he was our 2011 VFL champ. So just want to say thoughts and prayers go out to his family, friends, and especially Alex, Dave, and Trent from the VFL, who are all like brothers to each other. So
that's, well, in this circumstance, I do care about your other league, and that is sad news.
Yeah, I didn't know him that well just through the league, but seemed like a great guy and stuff, family, and yeah. So anyway, thoughts and prayers to you, Pat, and family. So, all right. Big exciting news. We are back live on X. Happy to be back on X. Little glitch there, but we're back on. So if you're watching live, feel free to comment. Love to hear from you guys. What's on your mind? And we're also on Facebook, YouTube, all the good stuff. So good to be back. Oh, Deb put a comment in. John is louder than you.
Oh, let me turn my mic down.
Well, thank you for that, Deborah. Appreciate that.
Well, maybe this is better. I turned it down.
It sounds better to me.
Does it?
Hey, I love the sound of your voice.
Turn it down all the way so we can't hear you. You'd sound great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you, Deb. Let us know if this sounds better or not.
To me, it sounds better. So,
okay.
All right, we're going to get to, we're going to try and do a short show today.
Yeah.
He's got a Christmas party to go to. So we're going to try and get through this relatively quick, as quick as we can. So let's go right into the recap, Johnny.
All right. Well, hey, Sunday, Soldier Field, the Browns got beat 31-3. Steve, I'm not going to go over everything that happened in that game. It's been talked about quite a bit, and if you watched it, you know. But let's talk about a couple of things that happened during the game. First of all, Myles Garrett. I think we got to touch on that first. He had 1.5 sacks. Now he's got 21.5, and he's 1 sack away from tying the record.
I think during the game they said a full sack, and then I think they took it back. So he would have been a half a sack, but then they took it back.
Because I guess on that the one he had I don't know who else was in on the sack with him.
Pretty sure I think it was Harris.
Okay,
was right there with him.
So you think teams are going to be game planning for him? Do you think that there's a chance he gets it this week against Buffalo?
You know what? Here's the thing in his favor. I think he definitely at least ties the record this week because one thing Josh Allen does, and Deb said much better with your volume. So there you go. One thing Josh Allen does, he holds on to the ball. He tries to make plays kind of like Shador. So, he doesn't get rid of it quick. He'll move around. So I think I'd love to see him break it. But there's that small part of me saying, you know what, next week it's Pittsburgh. How awesome would it be to be against Pittsburgh that he officially breaks it? But Aaron Rodgers, he kind of gets rid of the ball quick. He don't mess around. So I think he at least ties it. What do you think?
I think he might get one. I think you're right. Josh Allen likes to extend the play. Where if he doesn't do it this week, I think he's going to be hard pressed to do it against Pittsburgh because what you said with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to go 17 games. I want him to do it in 16. But if it has to be 17,
don't want that asterisk. Well, Myles did it. Although I did see some. I wish I would have jotted this down. I did see a crazy number between him, Watt, and Strahan of how many plays. And Myles is like way less play, almost 100, maybe give or take 100 less plays than these guys. So on that theory, he's done it in less plays. But I agree with you. I don't want. It was week 17. That's an asterisk. That's
interesting. You say plays. I never thought about that, but that's
what I do. I find the little shit that people don't. But no, I did see that, and I was like, "Oh wow, okay." But I think he ties it. You think he ties it this week?
I think he does. I think he does. I hope he gets it so that we can just end it and celebrate it then at the stadium on Sunday.
I mean, nothing for nothing. I was just going to talk about that before. Let's, if for nothing else, give us Browns fans. I mean. I'm already preparing for it to be a Bills Mafia takeover, but give us fans something to cheer about Sunday. We'll be at that game. So, let's hope he breaks it to give us something to cheer about.
And then we have Carson Schlesinger, Steve, another fantastic game against the Bears.
Yeah.
14 tackles. That was a season high for him. 4 solos and 1 quarterback hit. And now he's coming. He's got 133 tackles on the season, and the franchise record is 158 by DeQuell Jackson in 2000.
What is it again?
DeQuell Jackson, 158.
And where's he at?
133. So you do the math because I suck at math.
158, 133.
Yeah. What is that?
25.
All right, 20. He's 25 tackles away.
And what? 3 games to go. So average about. What, 12 tackles or no, 25,
4, 5,
8, 9 tackles a game, basically.
Yeah. So I think
he's averaging that. Isn't he averaging pretty darn close to 8 or 9, 10 tackles?
I think it's got to be, it might be double digits even.
He had some record. I think he had something like 6 or 7 straight games of, 9 or 10 plus tackles. So.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like, you're right. There is a streak of 10 tackles plus.
Yeah.
Steve, and then let's talk about Shador Sanders because everybody wants to talk about Shador.
Yes.
18-35, 177 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns, sacked 5 times. And he had 2 carries for 24 yards. What did you think of Shador Sanders' performance?
In a nutshell, it wasn't great. I mean, they did him no favors. On a total side note, I saw this. They start the game off with that kicking off the ball.
Yeah.
And he returns 52 yards. I think now this is a bit skewed, but I think I heard that I had it up. The Bears average, I think, over 47 yards per kick return.
last Sunday against the Browns.
Oh, here it is. I pulled it up. 41 was their average with a 52 long. Now, that being said, they only had 2 opening kickoff and we kicked a field goal. So that was it. But I mean, they pinned him deep from the get-go. When our first possession, what were we on, like the foot-yard line?
Yeah, and then we have 2 penalties right off the rip.
It was terrible. So at least for that first half, field position did not favor him. The conditions weren't great. You know, he made some mistakes. We have no running game whatsoever to speak of.
Quinshon Judkins, 12 carries for 21 yards.
Yeah, a whopping 1.8 average per carry, which I don't think that's on him. Again, I saw another amazing stat with where he's at when he's hit and yards after. And I mean, in the one, it looks bad, but in the other one, he's like top 10. So it's strictly, if he had any type of line, he'd be better. But, you know, Shedeur threw a couple, the deep ball for him, he throws a nice deep ball. I mean, in those conditions, we didn't know what to expect. Well, yeah, we did. We kind of thought, are we going to throw 50 times with Stefanski? But he does throw a nice deep ball, but it wasn't a great game for him.
No, the interceptions weren't great. But, Steve, there's so many things that I've seen, and I don't understand. I don't see how this kid can succeed, right? I don't see how any quarterback, you put Josh Allen on this team right now, and I don't think they succeed.
Yeah.
Receivers are ranked the worst in the league. The offensive line ranked worst in the league. So, you know, how do you generate any offense with that? And I hate to keep harping on Jerry Jeudy, but I saw some videos, people breaking down the game where the ball was snapped. Sanders is in a shotgun. He's already got the ball, and Jeudy hasn't even moved off the line of scrimmage yet.
Wow. Well,
so
one interception. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
So how can Sanders get reads and go through his progressions when he's got the ball and the receiver's not even moving? Unbelievable.
It's a good question. That one, you know, what do you have? 3 interceptions, I think it was.
Yeah, 3.
That one to Jeudy.
Yeah.
When he threw it, I thought it was a touchdown. Remember, he hit him down the sideline.
Me too.
When they showed the replay, that ball was put. That may very well have been the best pass he's thrown all season. That ball was right there in his stomach. How he didn't catch that? I can't remember if it was 21-3 or I thought maybe 14-3. It was still at that point with a lot of game left. I think it was still in the third quarter. It could have been that we could have had 10 points, and that could have possibly changed some momentum and changed things a little bit.
Oh, I think it would have helped, at least help momentum. I don't know if it would have change the outcome, but I think momentum for sure. We would have had it for a little bit there.
Well, and it would have given you something better to cheer about at the Bears party.
Right. So Jerry Jeudy is signed through the 2027 season.
Mm-hmm.
$52 million extension in 2024.
Yeah.
Andrew Berry. That's got his fingerprints all over it, Steve.
I mean, at the time it looked decent, but you know, who knows? But
well, there's a reason why Denver got rid of him. It wasn't because he was great.
That's true. Although I think we talked about this before. I think the plan was, you know, we still had Amari Cooper here, and I think it was Amari Cooper's the 1, he's the 2. Both former teammates at Alabama, and you know, we talked about how that fizzled out. But what did you make about the whole Shedeur wristband, which has been all over the thing?
Steve, more blunders upon blunders. The stories that come out about the wristband with first, well, we'll talk about it too in our therapy session, but yeah, like first Stefanski says one thing, now then Sanders says the card fell out, and it sounds like the card did fall out, but I don't know why Stefanski was not saying that what really happened. He beat around the bush. It just leads to more questioning by fans when the coach doesn't give you a straight answer.
Yep, I agree. Well, you know, I don't know. So,
let's touch on that running game a little bit, Steve, because the offensive line has just been decimated.
Yeah.
And Posey was out, Teller was out, Conklin was out, and then Jenkins went out also, and replaced by Garrett Dillinger. Now, the funny thing with that, Steve, Garrett Dillinger was the highest graded lineman per PFT, Pro Football Focus for that game.
What happened to him this week?
What's that?
And what happened to him this week?
Well, the Browns got a little tricky. They decided to sneak him through waivers and they re-signed, brought back Jamari Thrash,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dillinger did not make it through waivers
No, I believe
and got picked up by Tennessee. So
you're telling me we just lost our best graded offensive lineman?
Unbelievable. I know. It's once again the Browns trying to be the smartest guys in the room, and it's so I almost dropped the F-bomb. Aggravating.
We are not a PG-13. We're
so fucking aggravating, Steve.
Let it fly, my friend. I can't believe we haven't sworn more this year.
That's true. We're keeping it. We're being composed. I'm kind of proud of ourselves.
So just a quick recap here. Special teams sucked.
Yep.
Offense sucked.
Yep.
And now, to be honest, I thought the defense actually kind of sucked last week too.
Yeah.
For the first time, I mean, I almost said Baltimore. Chicago went down the field that first drive pretty easy. They kind of went down the field in this game pretty easy. First time, it's the first time in a while where I was like, you know what? Are these guys kind of giving up? Just like we don't have a chance. I hate to say it, but what do you think?
Oh man, yeah, I think are they getting worn out? Maybe are they just tired? You know what I mean? Just so many things. Are they just discouraged that
Look at our crack. We got a new crack researcher. My wife says Google says Miles has 459 defensive snaps this year, and the other guys were in the 500s, if I'm not mistaken. So
interesting.
Yeah, and this is coming from a woman who knows nothing and really could care less about football. She likes the tailgate, but not a big football. Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks, Deb.
Yeah, so hey, positive.
Yeah,
John and I, we both did our picks last week. We weren't close with the score. We actually both, for some stupid reason, we thought it would be kind of a closer game, but we both did pick the Bears to win. You went Bears 24, Browns 17. I went Bears 27, Browns 20. So
okay,
we both did that. So we both at least got the wins just off on the scores. But let me ask you, John.
Yeah.
I've kind of gone back and forth all year, but what do you do with this current regime? Where are you at right now? Let's start with Andrew Berry.
I would get rid of Andrew Berry.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm leaning that way. One good draft shouldn't save him. Record should speak for something. And we've got this thing we're gonna bring up later about this team's record over the last since 2020. The current state of this team should matter. I know the defense is good, but our offense just appears to be in shambles. I will say, though, I think if you want Sanders as your quarterback, do you maybe want Barry to still be here? Or
yeah, I think so. And you probably want Stefanski to be here too.
Right. So I guess
that makes it tough, Steve. That that does change it, because as much as I don't want them, you know what, Steve? No. Fuck it. I want them all gone. I don't care. And get rid of, you know what? If it takes getting rid of Shador, then I guess that happens too. I don't know where to go with this team. The things that they do make no sense. The things that they say are contradictory. I'm tired of it. I don't know who you're going to get, but
I don't know. It seems like other teams do it. So I'm tired of us. I don't know why it's taking us so long, and I'm tired of all the excuses. We've been around long enough. This has been the longest regime, but yeah, you know what? I think at the end of the day, I'm kind of leaning towards you. Yeah. I mean, when we break down the history of this team over the time period, I think it'll show. So that leads me into what do you, what about the coaches? Basically the three main ones. So Stefanski, Bubba, and Schwartz.
So obviously for me, Stefanski's gone. Bubba's gone. They're gone Monday morning after the Bengals game.
Yeah.
Or maybe Sunday night even. And then Jim Schwartz is interesting because I think I would put his hat in the hopper for head coach.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And I get it. Is there a benefit to firing coaches during the season, especially this late? I mean, you're not going to bring anybody in to do anything. You're probably promoting an assistant. So I get it. I do think there's a lot of people said, the whole Deshaun Watson thing, I think, Haslam's kind of thrown them, somewhat of a pass, but you've got some interesting things we'll talk about next segment. At the end of the day, record matters, play on the field matters. Bubba Ventrone, it's a given he's fired.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Schwartz, I agree with you. You can make an argument to stay. And if they do fire Stefanski, you can make an argument he at least gets an interview for the head coach. I am curious to see how they finish up because the last few games, the defense hasn't been as dominating as we once were. So, again, it's hard to make it his fault when the players may be not playing as hard. But anyway, talking about the record here, when we talk about Stefanski, and I like Kevin, he's done some good things, but if you really want to break it down, here's his record. In 2020, we went 11-5. That was the COVID season. So that was a weird thing. You didn't have fans, you didn't have the pressure of that, but he did go 11-5, made the playoffs. We lost in the divisional round. That was the epic, we beat Pittsburgh and shellacked them. But, of course, everybody wants to say, and it is true, he wasn't coaching on the sidelines that game. One coach of the year. Then you look at the next 2 years. You go 8-9, no playoffs. 7-10, no playoffs. 2023 comes around. Again, for the Browns, it's always a crazy year. All the quarterback injuries. We go 11-6, but we got shellacked in the wild card against Houston. And then you look, and last year 3-14, and right now we're 3-11, and a very good chance I think we'll either be 3-14 or maybe 4-13, depending on what Cincy does with that last game. They may pack it in too. But I mean, look at John. You've got what? 4 out of 6 years. You have a losing record, no playoffs.
That's indefensible.
I mean, I get coach of the year, whatever, great. Loved it the first year. I actually thought in 23 that DeMeco Ryans, the Houston guy, was going to get the thing. So, but 4 out of 6. What's that?
I think you almost said you were surprised by it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get it for sure, and then Stefanski got it. And I was like, really?
Well, that's what the coach of the year to me is. It's the surprise of the year. It's a team that nobody thought was going to do anything, and then they have a good year.
Yeah, you hit that on the head. You're probably accurate. So, I mean, right there, looking at it, if you tell me any other, you got 4 out of 6 losing seasons. And let's be honest, these last 2 are bad.
Oh,
3 wins.
They're epic fails. Epic.
Yeah. No,
because sorry. even with the players they have, they should win more than 3 games.
Yeah. All right, my friend. That's enough about that. We're going to try and move a little quicker because, like I said, you've got a party to go to. But I wanted to bring this up. I saw this. I thought this was interesting. Remember Kenny Pickett?
Yeah.
So Pickett got his first start last week.
Okay.
And this blew my mind. He had if you break down, so he went 15 of 25 for 64 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception with a 47.9 quarterback rating. He was sacked 4 times for minus 35 yards. He had 29 yards then on 29 plays for the Raiders against his former team, the Eagles.
Hey.
That was going to be potentially our number 1 quarterback had he not had the hamstring. So,
and I imagine his numbers would have looked like that all year long in Cleveland.
That's pretty bad. Couple positive. Hey, there's a gleam moments.
Let's get some positivity up in this.
Positivity first. And this goes back to the game before. Shedeur Sanders ended up being rookie of the week when he threw for over 364 yards. So that was pretty awesome.
Yep.
And I didn't even know this existed. This must be something new. But apparently ESPN has the Hemi Awards. And I saw
the Hemi. You have
they
named it after you, the Hemi Awards,
right? But they had a Hemi Award. I saw a video going around where the teammates they had a box. He pulled it out, and it was this little award. So, it looked like they were having some fun. So,
what was the award for? Do you know?
Just
for rookie of the week.
It's the Hemi, I am him. He is him.
Oh, I'm him.
I think it's called the Hemi Award. I'm guessing that's what it is because I never heard about it until this week. So,
okay.
I think it's a legit award unless the players had fun. But I thought it was an ESPN. So I don't know. Huh. I thought it was interesting. And real quick, I hate to do it. AFC standings here. You read it off, Johnny.
I got to expand my screen, Steve, because I only have one screen. Yeah, all right. So AFC, well, Steve, the New England Patriots 11-3. They're just rolling everybody right now. They won last
Although,
Sunday.
boy, did they choke last week. Buffalo with the big.
Oh, that's right. Buffalo beat them.
Yeah, they came back and beat them.
So you got Buffalo and New England. You know, who's New England playing this week, Steve? Do you know offhand? I didn't look. I hadn't even looked at anything. Then you have Jacksonville 10-4 in the South, Pittsburgh 8-6 in the North, and then we have Denver 12-2 in the West. And Denver looks for real, and so does the Chargers. Well, who do you think, Steve, coming out right now, coming out of the AFC? Who do you see?
Actually, I just looked it up real quick. Patriots play the Jets in New York, and then they finish with the Dolphins at home.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't believe Jacksonville's 10-4 and leading the South now, but you know, again, surprises. I can't believe Denver's 12-2. New England's a surprise at 11-3. But again, all right, Denver was decent last year, but New England was terrible. And look at in a year. Who's their coach at New England again?
Yeah, who is there? I think Mike Vrabel possibly.
Where was he at last year? I forget.
Wasn't he helping the Browns?
Where's he from? Isn't he from?
Where did he play college football? Was it Ohio State?
Sickening, isn't it?
Idiots.
Anyway, yeah, there's that one. And then just to be fair,
yep,
we will so yeah, the one that Baltimore 7-7. I think the big news was, before I forget, the big news was KC is now officially eliminated from the playoffs completely.
That's awesome. I love that.
That was big news. But anyway, real quick, NFC, you don't have to read them all if you don't want to. But
I'll go over the top. Well, hey, look, NFC North, Chicago 10-4. They're leading. And then you have the NFC East, Philly 9-5. NFC South, Tampa Bay 7-7. And then in the West, we have the Rams at 11-3 and Seattle also at 11-3.
Boy, the Panthers really dropped an opportunity. Didn't they play the Saints last week and lost to them? They had a chance to take the lead in that division and lost. I'm pretty sure.
You know what, Steve? I have no idea, because after that game last Sunday, I didn't watch a lick of football. I was so pissed. I didn't watch anything. I didn't watch Monday night. I didn't watch nothing. I'm sick of football right now.
All right, yeah, yeah. The Saints beat them 20-17.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. I mean, especially where they're at. But anyway, yeah, there's your division leaders. So let's go on to some other stuff. We got some therapy session here.
Yeah, let's do some.
You got some things to start us. So you had the one was we were just talking about the Jimmy.
Oh yeah, let me play what this is what Jimmy Haslam said at.
Here, I'll get it.
Yeah, what he said at training camp this year about the Browns' record last year, 3 wins. Listen to what he says.
Jimmy, what in terms of wins, what would be a successful season for you?
Jeff, you really think we're going to answer that? Listen, we got to do better than 3. Okay, to put a number on it, I don't think we will ever do that. Everybody, coaches, players, personnel, ownership, all knows that 3-14 won't cut it. We've got to do better. I think we'll know what better looks like.
3-13 won't cut it.
John, do we know what better will look like?
4-12.
And I think he just stopped short of saying that we won't do 3 and 4. We won't see that again.
Or I'll jump in the lake.
Yeah. And then you had something. You found this gem about Stefanski and the wristband.
Yeah, that's what he said after the game. So after the game, this is what Stefanski had to say about Shador's play call wristband.
Here we go.
There was a miscommunication early.
I think they mentioned that you guys had the wrong plays in the wristband on the first 2 drives. Is that accurate?
No. Yeah. There was something. I don't know if the wristband got something on it or whatever it was, but there was we got that fixed pretty quickly.
They got it fixed pretty quickly, John.
There's me and about this is that he didn't really know what happened. He's well, it got something on it, but he didn't. But now they lost it. And if he didn't know what really happened, he should just said, "I'm not sure. We had an issue with the wristband. I don't know. We'll handle it internally or something." But just to say that.
What did Shador say? That it fell out?
Yeah, so Shador said it fell out.
So once again, 2 different. So it's kind of like the Teller thing. Oh, he's hurt. He's not. Or no, this was, you don't
Yeah.
get a straight answer, and you look bad.
Can't get a straight answer out of these guys.
Nope. Yeah. The other news we had was Devin Bush, I think.
Yeah, Devin Bush was found not guilty on simple assault and harassment charges stemming from an incident in May with his girlfriend. So he's cleared of any charges. So that's good news.
Okay. Well, you found this nugget. We're talking about we did bring up quickly about the Chiefs not making the playoffs, but you found this.
Yeah, the first postseason in 27 years without Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, or Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I'm okay with it.
I'm really okay with it.
Well, I found this little nugget. I think it was FanDuel. They had this was just this week. FanDuel had their little favorites to win awards.
Okay.
And so current NFL award favorites. This was as of just during this past week. Favorite to be the MVP of the league. They have Matthew Stafford at minus 250. Favorite for offensive player of the year is Jackson Smith-Njigba at minus 550. Offense. This one surprised me. Offensive rookie of the year. Travion Henderson is now the favorite at plus 175.
Okay. I can see that.
I think it's comeback player of the year. Favorite is Christian McCaffrey at minus 240. These last three I'll get you.
Okay.
Favorite right now for coach of the year, Mike Vrabel at plus 150. Defensive rookie of the year favorite is Carson Schlesinger, and he's at favorite minus 240. And the big one is defensive player of the year favorite right now is Myles Garrett.
Okay.
At minus 20,000. I don't think I've ever seen that.
No.
So I think everybody's just pretty much a foregone conclusion. He's going to get his second defensive player of the year. So that was pretty interesting. I saw that and thought that was interesting. Like I said,
that is.
Have you ever seen a spread that big?
No, I have not. That's crazy.
Wow. And as we're talking about awards, last show we did talk about briefly. They had the Heisman was announced last Saturday. To no surprise, who won it?
Our buddy Fernando Mendoza from Indiana.
Yeah. To my surprise, it wasn't really even close. I thought it was going to be close. I thought Sayin was going to be a second. There's the Heisman votes up there. It was pretty much a runaway. It was really a two-man race. And, Fernando, what is it? Mendoza got the most points at 2,362. Diego Pavia got 1,439, followed by Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame running back at 719. And Sayin was a very, very, very distant fourth with only 432 votes.
He'll be up there again next year, though.
I wonder, had we won that game, Ohio State, if that would have changed.
I don't think so. I think Mendoza was still won it anyways.
Do you?
Yeah.
Very well. Did you see some of the comments that Pavia made afterwards?
No, what'd he say?
Well, first they showed him coming in. He kind of looked like one of the guys out of like Scarface. He had a coat with one of those turtlenecks with all the jewelry hanging out. Not your typical, I'm wearing a suit and tie. And then I think he did something like he was like, fuck the voters afterwards, this, that. So he later apologized and whatever. But yeah, it was not a good look whatsoever with that.
I think I heard the Jets are really interested in him, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of heard that they didn't think he'd be drafted, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. On our home front, this was kind of exciting. The Jim Thorpe Award winner and Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year was our own Ohio State's own Caleb Downs, which I don't think is much of a surprise to anybody that follows football.
No, not at all. I think Ohio State could have 3 in the top 10 picks in the draft this year.
Very well with Reese and yep.
We'll talk more about that once the season ends, but I think you're going to see some Ohio State players go pretty early in this draft.
If it wasn't for us needing offensive line and wide receiver help, I'd love for them to get them, but I think we have more pressing needs.
Yeah, I know. It would be nice, though.
Yeah, I was going to pull it up to kind of just say real quick because I know we're getting close on time. They had there's two different ones. There's the coaches All-Americans, the AP. So I kind of looked at the American, AP All-American offense. Ohio State had 4 first-teamers. The only offensive one was no surprise, Jeremiah Smith. Actually, a little. Caleb Downs, I think, finished on second-team All-American. But Jeremiah Smith was the only first team All-American. I think Julian Sain was either second or third in, I think he was third in the AP and second in the coaches, maybe. And then for the defensive side, Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, and Caden McDonald, the defensive tackle, all were first team AP All-Americans.
Wow.
So four first team All-Americans for the Buckeyes, not too shabby.
Not at all.
And I had this one, since we were talking about Heisman, I'll pull this up super quick for us. Speaking of Heisman, those wondering, the schools with the most Heisman winners, we have, well, the most is USC still leads it with 8, and then Ohio State's tied with 2 other teams with 7 Heisman winners. Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. And Johnny, do you know the 7 Ohio State Heisman winners?
I know that Archie Griffin won it 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie George. I don't know who's the rest. I know Eddie George. Archie, Troy Smith won it.
Yep, that was the last one. The other ones they go back way before us. Although Les Horvath was the first winner. Vic Janowitz was the other one. Howard, wasn't it Hopalong Cassidy?
Howard Hopalong Cassidy
was third, and then you're right, Archie twice, Eddie, and then Troy Smith was our last one to win it. So not bad.
That seems like kind of like a long time ago since Ohio State had a Heisman in a way.
Yeah, really. I thought we had one sooner, and then when they said Smith, I'm like, oh wow, that was what. And there's a pretty good gap. We're at 7 with Notre Dame and Oklahoma, and then the next one's Alabama at 4, and then there's a bunch of teams, including Michigan, at 3. So I found that interesting.
That is.
So there you go with that. I know some can't see it, but for those of you that do watch it live or are watching this later, we love part of the segment supposed to be about the funny memes and stuff we see. And I saw this the other day, and it kind of was totally fitting for memes. It was levels of pain, and it's stick figures, and they show a slap to the face is the first level. Childbirth is probably the second level of pain. A kick to the privates is your third level of pain. And being a Browns fan is the highest level of pain. I thought that's pretty accurate.
I would say so.
On that note, John, now that we've kind of got all our pain there.
You ready for some more pain?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break here for our sponsors. And thank you for coming back. We'd like to thank Hemisphere Coffee Roasters for being a sponsor of the show. As they like to say, we like to shake the hands of the coffee farmer. So thank you for Hemisphere Coffee for being a sponsor. If you haven't tried, check them out. Their website, and they're located in Mechanicsburg, Ohio. So it's a good local company.
Sunday,
right. Yes,
1 o'clock, Steve, Huntington Bank Field.
All right, let's look ahead here.
34 degrees and partly sunny. I think it's going to be a nice day for football after the weather we've had the last week or two. Right now, the Bills are 10.5-point favorites, and the over-under is 42.5. Last week, the Bills beat the Patriots 35-31, and the Patriots the Patriots led 24-20 going into the fourth quarter. So they came back and beat the Patriots. So right now, the rankings, Steve, the Buffalo Bills offense is ranked 3rd, and their defense is ranked 12th. That's a mighty, mighty big task for the Browns, whose offense ranks 30th, and their defense is 3rd.
Yeah. I saw an interesting nugget. I believe it to be true. Again, online, not sure 100%, but I thought I'd read somewhere, I saw that Sean McDermott has historically dominated rookie quarterbacks. He's 9-3 against rookie quarterbacks.
Wow.
For what it's worth.
Well,
the only thing going in our favor in this game that I think is Buffalo has they lost their starting kicker, Tyler Bass. He's out for the year. They picked up Matt Prater, who actually was kicking pretty good for them. He's out this week. And I just read today that they signed Michael Bagley is now their kicker. So they're kind of hurting for a kicker here. So if it's a close game, comes down to kicking, I kind of like our guy.
Me too.
I don't think it's going to come down to kicking.
I don't either.
If it did, I would give us the advantage. So there's a gleam. So
we're gonna have to worry about Josh Allen and James Cook, and I think our defense can keep us in this ball game. But what worries me is their defensive stud, Joey Bosa.
yeah, it looks like he's kind of revitalized that change going over to Buffalo. Seems to have done him well, and he seems like he's kind of gone back to the player people thought he was going to be. He's looked good this year.
He has.
Well, yeah, I'm not expecting much. I'm
not either.
What defense shows up? Are they going to be? Is their heart going to be in it and give us a chance? And can the offense do anything? We'll see. The best thing I could say about this week is, and we touched about it, that's an awesome picture of Miles.
Yeah.
Will Miles tie or break the sack record this week? Like I said, for us fans, I'm hoping at the very least he at least ties it, gives us something to really celebrate and cheer about, and let him celebrate at home.
And I don't think the Browns are going to win, but it's going to be interesting still to watch the young players like a Harold Fannin and Shador Sanders and Schlesinger. There's some excitement to this team, and it sucks because we lose. But if you pan out a little bit, the future, if they draft right and they do some things right, they've got a nice little core that's fun to watch.
All right, we're going to try and wrap this show up in 8 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen, but we're going to try.
Oh, geez. That's okay. Hey, you know what? The party doesn't start till I walk in.
So tailgating this week, real quick, games at home and Bills Mafia. I expect a complete takeover of Bills Mafia.
So do I.
I expect to see a large presence. Cool thing about that is, for the most part, all the ones I've ever met, Bills fans generally seem to be pretty cool people, kind of like us. So,
yes.
A couple big time tailgates. Our buddy Eric over at Top Dog Tailgate over on West 3rd and Summit, he always puts on a great show. He'll have a large Bills Mafia presence there. They've tailgated with him in the past. And of course, you got Nats down in the pit. They're also pretty large. They also get a pretty good, not only Browns, but Bills group. So there you go with that. We're going to.
Well, yeah, Steve, the ticket prices in Buffalo are like $300.
Yeah, they're crazy.
It makes sense to drive to Cleveland for $10 to go see a game.
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to our next segment. One of our favorites was Jags.
It was
the Jags Watch.
It started off really strong, and now it's just kind of.
Now it's not as much fun.
It kind of sucks.
Where are we at with the Jags Watch?
Last week they won again.
Yeah,
36-19 over the Colts, and they're 10-4 in first place in the AFC South. Now, according to Tankathon with the draft picks, Cleveland is picking 4th, and Jacksonville's picking 28th. So we have that pick. So right now we're 4-28.
So we were 4th last week, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, we were 27th.
Yeah. So with that win, we drop back another spot. We just keep tumbling and tumbling. But like I say, Steve, we're going to be able to watch the whole draft and have an evening of it.
Right. Well, you found a nugget with this last loss by the Browns. What did it do for their pick?
Oh, yeah. So the Browns are locked into a top 10 pick, and they have the second best chance to get the number 1 pick. And that percentage is a 19.9% chance to get the number 1 pick. Wow. The Raiders have a 39% chance to get the number 1 pick.
Wow.
So,
okay.
At this point, might as well go for the number 1 pick.
God only knows what we're going to do, but
it's going to be interesting.
I guess we'll find out. So, well, there you go. On to some funness. This week was a fun week, and this was one that you featured. This wasn't a food place we did this week, but it was something else. John, what did you do this week?
In the land. So in the land, we, my wife and I took the 2 grandkids to Wild Winter Lights at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo.
There you go.
It was cool. So it runs November 18th through December 30th from select nights from 5 o'clock till 9 p.m. It's so non-zoo member is, I think it's $27 a person, $80 for a 4-pack. And then if you're a zoo member, I think it goes down by a couple bucks.
I think it's like $3 or something cheaper.
Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper if you're a zoo member. We weren't a zoo member. So what it is, Steve, they put you in line. You just stay in your car. You don't walk around the zoo.
You did the driving one?
Yeah.
Okay, we did it a couple years ago. We did where we could walk around.
Okay. So that must be, so I guess the drive-through must be at different times than the walk-through. I'm not sure because we did the drive-through, so it was $49 for the car.
Yeah, because it says on there select nights 5 to 9. So I don't know if some nights it's one way and some nights the other, but you did the drive-through one.
Yeah, we did the driving one.
Okay.
And so it starts off, they put you in line, you get in queue, and you go about 5 miles an hour through the zoo. When you first start, they have a little concession stand. You can get some caramel popcorn. You can get they had some other treats in there, hot chocolate. And then you drive through the zoo, and they have these pretty lights, and they have sound music playing with some speakers, and the kids really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They had Santa Claus there at the end. They also have someone dressed up as the Grinch, and then they also had the 2 girls from Frozen, Elsie, and I don't remember the other name.
Yeah.
So yeah, great time. It's still going on through the zoo, and I think you can still get tickets. I'm not sure if it's sold out, but definitely we've done it the past 3 years, I think, with the kids now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of making it
family
a
tradition
thing that we're doing. Yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun. They put on a good little, and they do the zoos actually does a lot of great things. The Asian lights is pretty cool. We've done that before. This one's really cool. We did, like I said, we did the walk around with our family a couple years ago, had a lot of fun. Looks like it was a pretty decent night to do it.
It was cool, but Steve, and we're going to go over because of this story, but I got to tell the story. So we're running around, we're redoing this house in Brook Park. I've been busy as can be, working too. I was off on Monday because I was doing work in the house, and we get the kids, load up the cars. At first, you got to put the car seats in, that's always really fun. Yeah. And then, have the kids, we get down to the zoo, we're in line, just pull in. We're at the little concession stand, and I look down, and the gas tank says empty. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's so you, actually.
This is my wife's car. But no, it is me too. That's something that's what I do.
I'm guilty of that too. Deb hates when I do that. I'm like, I'll play a game. I'm down to 5, Deb. I think I could go to 0, and she hates it.
We had to get a special escort out of the line, Steve. And
no way.
Yeah, and we were on empty. I'm thinking, and on top of it, I didn't wear my coat because I'm like, I'm sitting in the car. What do I need my coat for? Well, it's like, 10 degrees out. Gosh. And I'm like, we're not going to make it to the gas station. I had to go up the hill all the way up to Fulton Road.
Wow.
And somehow we made it. I'm glad that thing doesn't run out when it says 0.
Right. Oh my God. That's too funny.
But then we got back in line and got to see the lights, and the kids were really good. They sat for a little bit longer, but it was a nice time.
We had a scare the other day, quick story. I heard sirens going on the other night as I was making dinner, and I was like, what the heck? I opened the door. I see a fire truck. It's going kind of slow past my house. I'm like, all right, that ain't good. Then I see one of the other trucks they have, like a regular truck. Then there's a second fire truck. I'm like, oh man, somebody's got a bad fire. Hope, it's not too bad. Which neighbor of mine? And then I saw a 4th truck. It was Santa in the back. What? So in our city here, they had Santa going around up and down streets on damn one of the coldest nights. That poor guy. There was no.
That's still pretty cool though.
He was back in a pickup truck, like an F-150. And Merry Christmas, waving to people. So anyway,
pretty cool.
All right, my friend. I'm sorry, we're going way.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow through these. There's a Gleam real quick.
Yes.
The dog of the week, Steve Carson Swessinger, 14 tackles. Spark Plug Award. You might be a little shocked at this one. I gave the Spark Plug Award to Isaiah Bond. Well, I'm not real big on, but he played well on Sunday. 42 and 47-yard catches.
Well, he had that big hookup. It seems like almost every game, him and Sanders are getting that big play.
Oh, maybe we're starting to see what Isaiah Bond can do, and that's get vertical and take the cover off the defense.
He's supposed to be a burner. He's definitely got the speed. Now, if he could just take it to the house, but he's had a couple big plays. So yeah.
Clutch collar. Nobody gets a clutch collar because we lost 31-3. Dog pound workhorse. I gave it to Garrett Dillinger, the highest rated offensive lineman who just got picked up by Tennessee. But I figure, you know what? He had to been doing something damn good down there to be the highest graded offensive lineman.
Right.
And then there's a Gleam Award.
I snuck this one in.
Oh, yeah. You go ahead.
I mean, we didn't have much to do to really – there wasn't much positive, but the one positive I thought was Andrew Schmidt. in those conditions, cold, what was it, up to minus 20 degrees?
Yeah.
He hit a 50-yard field goal.
Good point.
Don't want to jinx it, but we may have finally found the kicker. He started off rough that first game, but this kid's bounced back, and he's been pretty solid the rest of the year. So cross your fingers, we finally got a kicker. So I thought Schmidt maybe deserved that one for their
very deserving. Good call.
There we go. All right, let's get on to the last segment here, the closing segment, our predictions, what everybody's waiting for.
All right. I went first last week, right?
I thought I did.
Okay.
It don't really matter at this point, does it?
I'm going Bills 35, Browns. See, I'm doing this on the fly, Steve.
I was gonna say I didn't see it in the.
I know I didn't. Browns. I could see like 6. I'm going 6, Steve. 35.
Well, like you, I do not see the Browns winning this one. I think it's going to be a blowout. Which means it'll probably be close because we weren't right last week. I've got the Bills winning 31, the Browns 10. So I think we both feel comfortable saying we think the Bills are going to win.
Yep.
So there's that. Tailgating. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We'll talk about later. Might join one of those groups. At least I don't think it's supposed to be wet, cold, rainy.
No.
I mean, it's going to be cold, but I don't think it's going to be rainy.
It's not wet or windy.
No. So there you go. So that's that. I do want to mention here a couple things real quick before we sign off. John, I'm going to be one of many, many guests tonight on the Dog Chug podcast with our friends Andy, Roger, Ed, and Lana. Tonight they're having what's that?
Good for you, good for me, good for everybody.
Tonight is their Very Merry Christmas Shit Show special. So they've asked some past guests to be guest again, so I said I'd love to. Show is at 9:30 tonight. They say 9:30 to 11. No one knows, guys. It's a good chance it'll go later. You can catch them live on X, YouTube, so check it out tonight. Again, please remember for us to like, share, follow, all that good stuff with us. And we got some things in the work. John and I are going to be doing another show next week. Next week is Christmas Eve. And we are going to do a Christmas show special ourselves. And so look for that. We will be live. Hopefully people will be off. We'll have more be able to join us. And we're going to be the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house. I think you know that reference.
Yep. Christmas vacation.
So please join us live next week. We'd love to have you guys. Again, follow, subscribe, follow the Fanatical Elves, First Fans Network. A lot of great shows, not just us. And on that note, any other thing from you, Johnny?
Nope.
Well, have fun at your Christmas party. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will see you next week. And go Browns.
Have a good night, everybody.